What is Atomic Heart? An alternate reality Soviet-era first-person combat game with killer robots, clown-themed torture chambers, and grandmas trapped in flowing molecular glue. Yeah, it's weird. After years of speculating about Atomic Heart's weird sci-fi, the picture of its open-world sci-fi weirdness is getting clearer. We're finally starting to understand why you'll be shooting through a robot-filled Soviet nightmare of lewd mannequins and meat monsters. Here's everything we know about Atomic Heart. Let's start with the good stuff. Atomic Heart looks great. Imagine the pomaded, pearly-toothed optimism that we associate with the 1950s USA in our own reality, and transplant it into a world of towering Stalinist skyscrapers and cloyingly helpful robots. The technological revolution has turned the USSR into a seemingly uncontested global hegemon in the game's version of 1955, and everyone's having a grand old time while an android workforce, whose designs range from standard uncanny valley humanoid fare to shambling, pot-bellied things reminiscent of that 2005 Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy film, does all the actual labor, and now they're starting to rebel. You play Major Nekhaev, a mentally unstable KGB special agent codenamed P3, and the government has sent you to investigate a manufacturing facility that's fallen silent. On arrival, it's clear that everything is, to put it mildly, royally fucked. Robots are out of control, once dead creatures walk again, and traps have been set to ensnare any who enter. It's your job to find out what's happened and put an end to the chaos. Whether it's the rocket launcher-toting grandma or the tediously horny weapons upgrade robot that turns every interaction into an extended gag about inserting materials, Atomic Heart is inescapably zany. A lot of the humor comes from the player character, Major Nekhaev, and his AI companion Charles. The pair have a kind of comedy double-act thing going on, with Charles the exasperated straight man to Nekhaev's quippy protagonist. But the comedy doesn't land. Nekhaev and his endless quips, plus multiple awkward lines like crispy critters and what in the sweaty hell feel like bizarre transplants from an FPS that would have come out 15 years ago, right down to the bouts of edgy swearing and mysterious amnesia. It's tired, familiar, and most fatally of all, like it was trying to be funny. The combat in the game consists of shooting and slashing with improvised weapons. A wide variety of enemies are featured, which may be mechanical, biomechanical, biological, and some of which are airborne. There is a crafting system where the weapons can be pieced together from metal parts that can be detached from robots or taken from household appliances. Weapons can also be upgraded via a mechanic called car sets. Ammo in the game is scarce, and there is a stealth option. Quick time events are also featured in the game. The player wears a special glove, the polymer glove, which grants him the power of goo, that's right, a blue color goo. You can coat enemies with the stuff, which can then be afflicted or altered with elemental damage. Fire turns to napalm, cryokinesis freezes enemies solid, and so on, from either upgraded weapons or the Bioshock 2 style powers you can fling with your left hand. The combat system offers nothing new. You can have fun with the goo, but when it comes to kill enemies it's just unload clip after clip onto them. Atomic Heart's narrative didn't hook me, its humor fell flat, and its gameplay, for all the brilliant and beautiful influences it wears on its sleeve, never offered the flexibility. The trailers weren't lying, the game really is impressively visually creative. But if you were hoping the raw weirdness of Atomic Heart's trailers would translate into a game of sober, psychological introspection on the history of Soviet socialism, as you should, you might want to start setting your expectations a little lower. Somewhere around the quippy protagonist and repeated robot sex jokes level.